Once upon a time, in a kingdom of rolling meadows and shimmering rivers, there were two princesses who were opposite in every way. Princess Amara, the elder, was called the Silent Princess. She rarely spoke, but her silence carried an unspoken grace. Her eyes glowed with wisdom, and her presence calmed even the most restless heart. Princess Liana, the younger, was called the Talkative Princess. She loved speaking, laughing, and filling the palace with her cheerful voice. Her words carried warmth, bringing joy to children, comfort to the sick, and laughter to the halls. Though so different, they were deeply bonded sisters, silence and speech, stillness and life. Together, they balanced the kingdom. But soon, destiny would test them both in ways they could never imagine. Every year, the kingdom celebrated the Festival of Light, when lanterns rose into the night sky like stars. The people sang, laughed, and told stories of ancient heroes. Princess Liana, the talkative princess, was the heart of the festival. She told enchanting tales that made children's eyes sparkle and elders smile with nostalgia. Her words danced in the air like music. Princess Amara, the silent princess, did not tell stories. Instead, she walked among the people, her silent presence comforting the lonely. Many said her gentle smile healed more than words ever could. That night, as hundreds of lanterns lit the sky, the people whispered, "Our kingdom is blessed, for it has both voice and silence." But far away, hidden in shadows, a jealous sorcerer watched. He hated the harmony of the sisters and plotted to destroy the kingdom by turning their gifts into weapons against each other. The jealous sorcerer, named Malvorn, lived deep in the dark forest. His heart was bitter and he despised joy. Watching the two sisters, he whispered, "If I can make them turn against each other, the kingdom will fall into despair." Malvorn brewed a potion of division, crafted from shadows, envy, and deceit. He sent whispers into the wind, hoping to twist Liana's love of speech into pride and Amara's silence into isolation. At first, the sisters ignored the strange feelings that crept into their hearts. But soon, Liana began to wonder if her sister thought her words were foolish. Amara, too, began to worry that her silence made her seem unworthy beside her lively sister. The sorcerer smiled. The seeds of doubt were planted. Days turned into weeks, and the sisters began to change. Princess Liana grew restless. She felt that her words were not valued. Why should silence be considered wisdom? She thought bitterly. Princess Amara grew distant. She worried that her sister's endless chatter left no space for her quiet strength. "Perhaps I'm invisible," she thought sadly. The people of the kingdom began to whisper. They noticed the princesses no longer walked together. The once perfect balance of silence and speech began to crumble. The sorcerer's dark magic was working. He laughed, knowing that if the sisters' bond broke, the kingdom itself would fall. But deep inside, both sisters still loved one another. Only fate would decide if that love could overcome the darkness. One night, Princess Amara had a dream. She stood in a vast field of lanterns, but instead of light, the lanterns released shadows. Out of the shadows stepped a wise old woman who whispered, "Beware, silent princess. Darkness seeks to break the bond you hold most dear. Only love will protect the kingdom." At the same time, Princess Liana dreamt of a great mirror that cracked as she spoke, her words turning to shards of glass. A voice whispered, "Your gift is precious, but pride will turn it into a curse if you forget love." Both sisters awoke with trembling hearts. They did not yet understand the meaning, but they felt the urgency to protect one another. The sorcerer, however, grew stronger with each doubt, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The next morning, strange things began to happen in the kingdom. Children who once loved to sing suddenly found their voices fading into whispers. Storytellers lost their ability to weave tales, and even the bells of the palace rang faintly. The people grew worried. "Why is our kingdom losing its sound?" they asked. Princess Liana felt the pain most deeply. She loved voices, songs, and laughter. "If this continues," she thought, "our land will become silent forever." Meanwhile, Princess Amara noticed something else. The silence in the kingdom was not peaceful. It was heavy and cold. She realized silence could also be a prison, if not balanced with sound. Both sisters began to suspect that something dark was behind this. Though they were distant, the crisis pulled them closer again. Seeking answers, the sisters rode together into the whispering forest where ancient trees were said to carry secrets. As they walked beneath the towering branches, they heard faint voices in the wind. Liana tried to speak, but her voice echoed back strangely, like the forest was warning her. Amara closed her eyes, listening in silence, and felt the truth. The forest wants us to hear, not speak. They discovered a carved stone deep within the forest. Words glowed upon it. When silence and speech unite, the kingdom will stand. When they break apart, darkness will reign. The sisters looked at one another. For the first time in weeks they understood. They were strongest together. As they left the whispering forest, a dark storm rose, and Malvorn the sorcerer appeared. His cloak of shadows flowed like smoke, and his eyes gleamed with hatred. "So you have discovered the truth," he sneered. "But it is too late. Your bond is already broken, and soon your kingdom will be mine." He raised his staff, and the skies filled with black clouds. Lightning struck, splitting the ground between the sisters. Princess Liana shouted, "We will not let you harm our people." Her words rang strong, even in the storm. Princess Amara stepped forward silently, her calm presence steadying her sister. Though she spoke no word, her eyes declared her defiance. The battle of silence and voice against darkness had begun. The sorcerer's shadows rushed toward them, wrapping around the trees, turning them into twisted shapes. Princess Liana stepped forward, her heart pounding. She began to speak, not with fear, but with love. She told stories of their kingdom, of laughter and festivals, of the children who sang under the stars. Her words grew brighter, becoming beams of golden light. The shadows hissed and recoiled, unable to bear the warmth of her speech. The people in the distant village felt her words echo in their hearts, and their fading voices returned. Songs began to rise again, but Malvorn only grew angrier. "Your words cannot stop me forever," he roared. Malvorn turned his fury upon Princess Amara. "And what will you do, silent princess? You have no words, only emptiness." But Amara closed her eyes and stood still. Her silence was not empty. It was full of strength, calm, and truth. The shadows tried to wrap around her, but they dissolved into nothing as they touched her aura. The storm quieted for a moment, as if the world itself paused to listen to her silence. Her stillness gave her sister courage. Her silence became a shield, protecting them both. Malvorn stumbled backward, realizing that together, silence and speech were more powerful than he imagined.